world where darkness and deceit rule, and authoritarians impose their will. One group of heroes dares to resist and be a beacon of hope and truth. They are the Rogue Resistance.
What do you want to do now, Cap?
The same thing we always do. Fight them until we can't.
Oh, I love that. I really love that. And you guys know me. I always gotta have something BSG related, so that's why I just can't go without that in the intro. So I see a lot of people in the chat already. So before I introduce our awesome panel for the evening, because I'm sure we got more on the way too, is we got a lot of invites out to people. But Free Speech Gaming was in the chat. He's also here. It's good to see him.
Hey.
Helam's in here. Keely Chow, hail to you. Awesome one. Hail to you as well, sir. Great to see you. Of course, you got the Angry Gamer in the house. What's up, buddy? Great to see you as well. The lovely Sherry is in the house. Great to see Sherry as always, because there's only one lovely Sherry, and she belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
The CJH. What's up, CJ? Great to see you, buddy. We have Dragon Master 360. What's going on, man? Great to see you, dude. The Book of Soul Assassin. I like how you changed your name, Sil, to that. That's pretty funny. Medi's on board, one of my esteemed pals from the Twitter space world. Great to see him. Medi's always plugged into what's going on, man. I respect that dude's knowledge. He knows what's up. So we got some invites out to some interesting guests tonight. Of course, Tommy let me know he couldn't make it. I've got an invite out to A Gospel According to Mark with C. And, he has a link should you want to stop in. Also got one to our boy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, if he can make it. And, we'll see if Vinny stops in or Gay stops in. And we got that. Miss Raina, how are you? Good to see you as well. Hail to you. So, man, you guys kind of wondered what I put out there for, the farewell to Rogue. Well, we're kind of the whole Rogue Entertainment thing. We kind of, I talked with Culture. I talked with Spork. And, there's kind of a move sort of away from the whole Rogue thing. We're just kind of rebranding. We're starting anew. And, we're still quite all working together in our own way. But I think we're going more with United Underground theme. And this show will more than likely get named to something like the Underground Resistance or something along those lines, which is cool. But we're going to kick around some ideas, myself and Brightest Day. And next week, which the next Tuesday stream, which would be coming on February 1st, I'll probably take a break on February 1st, but I will also have I will be back on February 8th, and of course, kick off all our streams for the month of February. Of course, also later in the month of February is my birthday, and you guys know that I won't go without having a birthday bash stream for sure. So I've got that going on. And happy early birthday, Clown World Review. February 1st is your birthday. There you go. Hail to our boy Gap Stargate. What's up, brother? And Mutant Bam Hammer's in the house. What's up, Muty? Good to see you, man. So let me introduce the panel, and then we will get into our first topic because, man, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. And pretty much it's just that. It feels like we're wading through a whole stream of shit. But, I mean, we need the hip waders at this point, fellas. But let's say hello. Of course, we got Free Speech Gaming, as I said. Our boy Steve. We got my co-host and producer and one of my best friends, that be Zach, aka Brightest Day. I've got also one of my near best friends, and that is E Temple Cooley and the People's Champ. What up, bro?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You want me to do the whole intro?
You can, man.
It is I, it is he, it is me, P double D E Temple Cooing in the place to be reviews right here with all of yous on the Supreme Heretic Tuesday, Rogue Resistance, the show formerly known as Rogue Resistance. I, ladies and gentlemen, was of course Mark Safe from being called a stupid son of a bitch by President Pop Pop today. So we're all good there. He's staring holes in the back of my head, and there's a lot to stare in, but that's all right. Hail this chat, the panel. You guys and gals rock out there, and thank you everybody who showed up last night. My first official stream monetized, and extra shout out to everybody for dropping super chats. You guys really know how to make a Jew happy. I appreciate it. No, seriously, thank you everybody. I do. I appreciate the super chats and everybody showing up last night on the Monday Night Going in Raw with me, Tony, Vinny, and Red. So let's have a great stream, everybody. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, brother.
Oh man, thank you for the early birthday shout out, Keely. Yeah, I got a little ways to go, but Medi is digging the BSG uniform, Zach. Yeah, it's an accurate costume, Medi. He's got the one from BSG. He's got all of it down to a science. And I see Maria's in here, unlocking lore. TGC, what's up, girl? Great to see you, Maria. I always be like, Maria. You got to get into that whole song now. Rogue Disney, what up, bro? What's up? Trina, of course, my favorite mod supreme. She is like thebomb.com, man. Trina's awesome. And Maria's awesome too. But I also wanted to introduce our boy Amen Fate, because he was so nice to have me on his channel a few weeks back. I've been wanting to return the favor, and here we got it to work out. And I got Fate on. Please check out his channel, subscribe to his channel. I want to blow this man's channel up because he deserves it. He's a good dude. He's good people. And, the dude is a freedom-loving person, just like most all of us here, and that's the way we roll. You know, I don't think anybody's a fan of authoritarianism, and you guys, the way that you support this channel, the way that you support this program, that says all it needs to say about how you feel about liberty. And that is the most important thing that we can have. So, all right. First thing that I wanted to share, man, because this is a biggie. And, oh boy. I saw this disclose.tv. By the way, if you guys that are on Twitter, if you're not following disclose.tv, I highly suggest you do because they tweet out some really good shit. Because you'll stay in touch with what's going on because they tweet out really, really relevant facts. But I want to point this out because they said, this was 6 hours ago, just in Biden's vaccine or test mandate for workers at large businesses will be withdrawn by OSHA tomorrow. And this is they put this in for reference where they got this from. In quotes, after evaluating the court's decision, OSHA is withdrawing the vaccination and testing ETS as an enforceable emergency temporary standard. Now that speaks volumes. However, that does not excuse all the collateral damage that we've had in the meantime, which is, upwards of, I don't know how many thousands of people that put this unknown poison in their body. But you have now, what does this do? Does this allow recourse for them to take legal action? Can they ask for damages? I'm not sure. But this seems like too little too late to me, but I'm glad that it happened. It had to happen at some point.
I mean, I think they're just, all this is going to do is it's going to reverse any companies that were beholden to OSHA. They're just no longer going to have to do it. There's going to be plenty of companies out there that keep doing it, though. I mean, Carhartt's come out. They're pretty clear that they're going to keep doing it. As far as legal actions, I sincerely doubt it because I believe it's Operation Warp Speed, which is, something we can thank Trump for. He put that in that, basically we can't do anything about the companies that actually manufacture. The best that people are going to have is if the company they work for forces them to do it, they have an adverse reaction, then they can sue, but they're suing their employer, not the manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
What's a religious, is there anything you pursue like to get out of exempt from religion?
Several companies give you that option. It's very difficult to achieve. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of, you have to prove like beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have a very specific religious reason why you can't do this. And I think that's one of those things because you hear like medical exemptions are very difficult to get, that they're just very few and far between. I didn't even bother to go with it for my company. Like it would have been false. I would have been, I would have had to put on a dog and pony show to get it through. And it would have just felt hollow to me. I took my stand. I know guys that I thought were going to cave, even though they said they were going to take a stand, and they caved, and they're very upset now that this has been reversed. Not at the fact that it's being reversed, but they're upset at themselves.
Hell yeah.
Dude, my wife had to get this for her job, which is she works for the federal government. They were told whether I know, Zach, you said what you did. So she had to go out she had like a 3-week window or she would lose her job, 401k, everything she's built for 14 years. So she says, I don't want to, but what do I do? I said, no, I understand. I said, just don't expect me to. And so she did it. She had to she got the Moderna. And these guys know, I think I showed you guys the picture. Literally, and this is no joke. I didn't do any editing to this picture. I put a magnet on her arm, and the magnet stuck to her freaking arm.
Nice.
So she's and now that their union is like, thinking like, are we going to file a class action lawsuit? Because all these employees were told within a 4 week period they had to go get these 2 shots or whatever, or they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And they all went, and a lot of them went and did it. And yeah, the religious exemption thing was almost next to impossible for most of them to get. A couple people that I know did, but it was like basically trying to prove you're innocent of murder. So it was difficult. But so now they're like, well, a bunch of us got back. What do we do now? Like this is and now they're striking it all down.
My question is the thousands of, the tens of thousands of dollars in lost wages for these workers. You've got people that have completely lost their livelihoods. Some people probably denied federal benefits because they decided to be unvaccinated. So they, depending on where they went, if they tried to get on EBT or get on, state assistance, they may have been turned down. There are so many sort of ripples in the pond from this that, it's mind-boggling. And what are people's recourse?
I'm quite curious as to how it affects all of the medical personnel that were let go, since that was the one aspect of the Supreme Court decision that was let through, is that you could still apply this to medical personnel. If now OSHA's withdrawing it altogether, do those people get their jobs back? Do they have any recourse? Because they were simply just cut.
That's interesting, because if they do that, if they allow those people to come back to work, which they should, give them their job backs, and they should get back pay because they were wrongfully, there was no reason they should have either had to quit or be let go. There's no reason at all for that. But that will completely destroy their narrative of how overworked and understaffed the hospitals are. The understaffing was due to them doing this to people, saying they gave them an ultimatum and they're like, all right, I'm peacing out then, because I'm not doing this because it goes against everything I stand for. So they were forced to leave their jobs, putting these hospitals in a bad situation. So the hospitals and the media could then turn around and spin, oh my God, the pandemic. They're like Gorilla Monsoon at a WWF pay-per-view in 1989. This pandemonium, the electricity's so thick you can cut it with a knife. These hospitals are so... It's like there's dead bodies on the floor. Oh my God. And the doctors are all doing TikTok videos synchronized with therapy balls, and it's like... I have so many questions.
That's one of the weird things. Go ahead.
I was just saying, my wife was bringing that up just the other night. Like, if they're so busy and and I know that they're understaffed because they've been hospitals and medical industry on the whole has been understaffed for years now. When I was going to college, they were pushing people like do radiation, do phlebotomy, do anything in the medical field because they are begging for people. But if they're so understaffed, how come they're doing freaking TikTok videos? Shouldn't they be busy?
Yeah. You would think. Snow, our buddy Snowdub and Hail Snowdub, great to see you in the chat. He said the tide is beginning to shift. It's an election year. Democrats are retiring by the dozens. Red wave coming 2022. I hope so. But
it's got to be more than that, though. It can't just be a red wave. It's got to be. You've got to be an
got to be a liberty wave.
We got to hit them in the primaries,
and you've got to make sure that these people are clean and they stay that way.
Yep, hit them in the primaries.
Doctors and nurses should only practice in free states, says Marby Dog. I like that. Medi says, per the Nuremberg Code, you cannot be coerced into having a medical procedure against your will. Trinoculus P said, thank you, Project Veritas. Brightest day.
Because he made mention of the in vitro cells in the vaccine, and that information was suppressed by Pfizer, and it was only due to the actions of Project Veritas. Hail Project Veritas that we even got that information.
Man, in the video of the woman that they got the information from when they cornered her outside of her house and she's running away, pure comedic gold. I love that shit.
Oh God, yeah. But this is not surprising to me. To me, the whole COVID-19 thing, I still say it was, probably the greatest atrocity dropped on human society, because it's a global thing. And this has caused a complete shift in people's behavior, people's thinking. It has brainwashed people. The media has been complicit by far and away with just absolutely psychologically ruining some people. And it's just, my God.
They're taking notes.
Yeah, it's. I
They
mean,
overplayed their hand. They went too far, too fast. They screwed up. You know, they dropped the ball a couple of times. And I'm going to go back to this again. It's not enough that we have a red wave. We have to take back a lot of what we've lost. We can't just take these small victories. We have to take them and push. Like,
yeah, but the problem is,
get at the local level.
We still have full-on countries, Zach, that are beholden to this nonsense. You know, I mean, Australia
start at home.
Australia's lost. You know,
they're a prison colony. They're an open-air prison colony again.
You know, the Germany is rapidly heading that way, if not all the way there.
Yeah, they went
France
back years.
France is there. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
You can't in the air right now.
I don't know about the Germans, but I know like the French, the Italians, and quite a bit of Australians. They are hitting the streets right now.
Yep,
they are marching. They are
Sweden. Wasn't there a big one in Sweden? John Talks did a video. It was one of those Nordic type country. I can't remember which one it was, but there was a huge march out there, and it's like, I love saying Boris Johnson to the UK. The only reason he ended all those mandates was because his ass got caught and he got called out, and he was like, all right, we got to save face because I don't want to lose my spot. So they ended all this stuff, and he's like, we'll leave it up to the good sense of the of the people to basically police themselves. Which, hey, you know what, Finland? Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I think it's like this shit has tore families apart. Like mine, like I said, I've told you all this. One of my sisters is an insane leftist. The other one is a freaking straight up communist. And my parents are like hardcore conservatives. I'm basically like, I would say more like a centrist to libertarian. I don't give a shit what anybody else wants to do as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. Everybody's of age. Leave me alone. Let me do my shit and you do yours. But these insane ass, and it's not even, you can't even say liberals. These people are they're straight up communists that want all the people that called me a bootlicker for the last 4 years can't talk anymore because their mouth is so full of jackboot. They've got shoe polish coming out their asses. And it's absolutely ridiculous that so many people were so willing to give up their freedom for security from the common cold. I had this shit. I was fine, but like I said, I'm 41. I'm healthy. I take care of myself. Somewhat. I'm a little chubby right now, but I'm working on it. I'm working on getting back in fighting shape. But no, seriously, it's like this has a 99.7% survival rate, and people are acting like it's like the bubonic plague. It's like these variants. It doesn't get stronger with variants. I'm sorry. The more variants you have, the weaker it gets. It's like it's depleting the nucleus of the virus, and I don't know why people are getting more afraid of this when it's like, you do realize half the new variants, it's the sniffles. Like that's what you're getting. You're getting the sniffles.
I mean,
like,
the one that's even in the headlines right now, the Omicron, came out in July in South Africa. They discovered it, and they're like, this isn't even a big deal. We're not even gonna, freak out over it. Like, hey, it's
because all of them take ivermectin over there already because of the freaking parasites in the water.
Real things to worry about.
Yeah. Well, they tried Ebola here. Remember 2014?
Yes,
they tried Ebola here. It didn't work. They couldn't divide us by race with the Summer of Love with St. Floyd of fentanyl. They couldn't do that. It didn't work. So they're like, well, screw it. It's like what's her name? Frau Farbissen over there. Unleash the bats. This whole thing is a dog and pony show.
You don't think they're going to try to flip this later on and go with the climate change scenario?
Oh, they are.
Yeah. They're en route to that right now. That's
Yeah.
what they're trying to do.
Mhm.
They got everybody to flinch, and now they're
Yep.
studying it. They're watching.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
nudging.
Oh yeah, I actually hadn't thought about that because I mean, for years it's been the climate change is the trust the experts when they've been using the same data from like what was it 25 years ago. The whole 97 out of 100 climate experts agree with blah blah blah. When you go back and look at the actual data that they pulled on it, it was basically them talking to. They went to some conference and like most of these people aren't actual scientists; they're like journalists and the like, and they just asked them like, do you think humans have an impact on the environment? And they're like, yeah, sure, humans have an impact on the environment. They believe in climate change. So I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, I think I'm willing to bet they will.
I mean, they can't decide if dinosaurs have feathers or if Pluto's a planet.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I thought Rick and Morty covered Pluto being a planet.
Yeah, Dragon Master
pretty
said,
good.
guys, if you want to know how this happened, watch Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Such a good flick.
That is
Yeah.
one of the best. That's one of my top 3 right there with Infinity War and Iron Man because it's so scary like how close to reality that is. I'm just waiting for the big gunships.
How long before there's a coup tax to exempt yourself from requirements, just like climate change? And what's up, Godzillionaire? Great to see you, buddy. I know a few people came in while we were talking. I see Kronos is in the house. Trinoculus P's in the house. Commenting is dangerous. Great to see you, brother. Thank you so much for subbing after you saw me on with comics, man. You're good people, bro, and I'm glad to have you as a sub on this channel as well. Lost for Words is in here. Great to see him. Yeah, we got people just jumping on in, man. It's great, but this is what I'm saying. This is the important discussions that need to be had because not enough people are encouraging having them because of the fact that they're afraid of being censored, and that is the problem with I think largely part of the technocracy that we're living under. So much power has been given to big tech that they can just, along with the media, control the narrative till the cows come home. And if we let them get away with it and don't push back in our own ways on these platforms that continue to want to strong arm us to shut up, well, then I don't think that we're really, we're just going along with it if we don't speak up, and that's why I'm really proud to have you guys on here. And I owe you all a debt of gratitude, because, hey, you're hanging your balls over the fence when you come on here, even if it's on my channel and you're still, talking about the shit. Because, yeah, YouTube doesn't like it when we talk about this. Medi says, now we have a lady who states she is sick who recently had contact with one of the released lab monkeys.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, we're going to get into that, Medi, with the whole, is that totally parallels the beginning of 12 Monkeys. It's a large,
The apes
yeah,
or both.
yeah. Oh God, man, it's crazy. Steven Saucedo, old school film and gaming reviews. Great to see you, Steven. Man, I love you, buddy. I'm glad when you stop in here. Hail to TZ Canadian. What's going on, man? Great to see you. And I know that our good friend with some Chicago flavor, Tina Bojan, is in the house. What is up, Tina? Thank you so much for being here. She's pulling double duty. She's wrenching. Tony, blue-eyed rookery in the base. You're going to need a tall fence to reach my balls. Nice.
Hey, Drew is a tall fence.
Terminus S. Ale, Dogman S. Supreme Heretic. What's up, buddy? Oh, man. But, yeah, this thing has just gotten out of hand. And as Medi mentioned earlier, this is probably the biggest scam, I think, in our lifetime in human history. I mean, when we sit back and think about this, talk about this like 20 years down the road, I mean, this will be probably the biggest crime ever perpetrated against humanity.
Oh yeah.
Like I think 20 years down the road, we're still going to be in the thick of it.
God. Yeah. I mean, some countries will. I'm hoping the freedom-minded Americans are going to stand up and say, fuck you, no. I think we're getting closer to it.
You're reaching the boiling point now to where you're gonna it's funny because you heard all these, depending on who wins the White House and all that, you hear all these different states talk about secession. A couple years ago, I think when Obama's second term hit, I can't remember what state already had their own currency set. They were ready to, they had their own military. They were I can't remember who it was, but I was
probably
just like,
Texas.
I don't. It wasn't Texas.
It wasn't
surprisingly,
Texas? Oh, wow.
No. Surprisingly enough, it was a state. You're like, wait, what? Like, we never hear from you guys. Like, but no, it was. It's just. I've seen a lot of like political climate. Like I said, I'm only 41, but I grew up in the Reagan. Basically, during the Clinton years was my heavy formative years later on. When I thought I was a liberal. When I was in my late teens, early 20s and didn't know shit from Shinola. And I was like, yeah, I'm a liberal. And then I start working and paying into my 401k in my 20s and going like, no, that's not for me. As you start to, gain more self-awareness as you get older. And it's a hell of a thing when you wake up one morning and you're like, both sides are screwed. And don't think the Republicans get a pass in my book either because they listen, Nancy. Listen.
Let Etep talk, Nancy. Shut up.
Wakanda forever, Nancy. I've got her behind me. Hang on. We can do this. We can look at. I've got my Kenta scarf and my Wee with King's hat. And screw all you peasants. I'm gonna sit here and drink my $600 a bottle scotch and let people poop on the street in San Francisco.
How much do I have to super chat you to do the whole stream like that?
I can either do it like, well, I mean, we could do Pelosi. We can have Pelosi talking to like
everybody's favorite authoritarian grandma, though. She's don't you know she's running for re-election here? Let's make her even bigger. And look, she has the background from Full House.
Yeah.
do.
Oh my God, that is.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to share some thoughts with you, our VIPs, our volunteers in politics, in our ongoing engagement.
Okay, sorry, 12 seconds in. I've had enough. All right,
Yeah.
she's
How much adrenochrome did they have to hop her up on to get her to be that friendly?
She's sitting there with that fake smile thinking, I'm better than you fucking peasants. I hate it. I hate it. I really hate it.
I mean, did you see that video that Momology posted where that lady was openly calling themselves the elites?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, memology and freedom tunes. You want to talk about doing the Lord's work right there?
I'm in Project
what's
Veritas,
the name?
man.
Mhm.
Yeah, Project Veritas. Yeah, but dude, Seamus or Freedom Tunes. I think he put out that Eminem one today with Tucker Carlson. That was like, it was a chef's kiss, man. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. The whole Eminem controversy. I'm like, why are we talking about a punk ass piece of candy? Why are we? It was like, is the dress blue? I said, you know what's going to be black and blue? Your eyes. You keep talking about this stupid ass dress. I don't care. The dress is, nobody cares. This is all weapons of mass distraction. And the lemmings are like, ooh, look. Oh, squirrel, shiny object, squirrel. They're like the dog from Up. It's they can't. It's like you lose focus. Damn, focus.
Nancy broke copyright by using that image. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It's either that image or a freezer, right?
Volunteers in politics, huh? Says Dragon Master 360. Yeah, it's all the thugs that are
You're all our
ballot-
VIPs.
the
You're all our
ballot
VIPs.
stuffers. The
Wakanda
ballot
forever.
Oh
When-
my gosh.
When you move to Wakanda and poop on the sidewalks like you do in San Francisco, be sure to vote for me, Nancy Pelosi. I'll let you steal $950 worth of merchandise from CVS before you burn it down.
Oh, those are videos that never get old, huh? See,
Hey,
where
hey,
they just do
hey,
nothing.
hey,
Did you hear about the?
you know, I know that somebody TZ Canadian says put a picture of Frosk up there and said, "Well, who's more attractive, Nancy or Frosk?"
Oh,
I-
news.
Hey,
Lose right there.
Hey, man, Frost, that guy that was yelling about sexism, man, I wouldn't even want to smell his hair. He looks like he smells like sweat and shame, and probably other guys. That's like my son Hunter, man. Get vaccinated.
Smelling from across the room.
I got 81 million votes.
Most popular president ever, right there.
Yeah.
President P-Pop.
How did he get more of the black vote than the first black president? How does that work? And nobody's supposed to question it.
Yeah.
He eulogized Robert Byrd, the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, and he still got more of the black vote than President Obama. What?
How does that work?
I think even if they convince people to believe that from now on forward, it only makes the way that he is now, like his approval rating now, that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more true it is, the worse you're fucking up.
It's beautiful.
And that's even the approval ratings that have been, fortified from the liberal polls.
Oh man, Medi just sent me a juicy tweet. I'll have to show that here in a second. The Trinoculus put a great message up here. Republicans need to know we the people are holding their feet to the fire to pass antitrust legislation and security for voting. Time to back away from the left is yesterday. Yeah, and I agree. Trinoculus, look, I can tell you, and I shared that story with Laura Logan when she was on the program about a week and a half ago about, when I was covering January 6th and being there on Constitution Avenue. When I was talking with people on the ground, okay, that had were just there, marching in the protests, the whole 9 yards. They were there because they demanded accountability. That's all they wanted was accountability, answers. That's it. And that's something that we as the American people are entitled to. So they weren't wrong. Yeah, it's only a rebrand, Spencer. It's all good. It's not going anywhere. There will always be a Tuesday stream.
I think at this point we're entitled to that which we take back and nothing else.
Yeah. Small time republic. Come on, man. Don't question the vote, you stupid sons of bitches. My butt's been wiped.
Oh God, that's the other thing too. They're trying to hold this dichotomy where one election was great, but this next one is going to be totally effed up at the same time.
They got pissed at Biden because he came out and he already questioned the integrity of the midterm election, and they're like, you see CNN sitting back going, "Shut up." Brian Stetler back there, he's just sitting back there going, his chins are all jiggling. Mr. Potato Head's all angry and shit. I think the only person that shits himself more than Joe Biden on the air is Brian Stetler every time I don't want to go to ad hominem, but Brian Stetler just makes me
Brian
go right
Stelter
there.
is an idiot.
Oh, he sucks.
He's an unfinished character in a video game. You hit random create and just were like, this will be fine. You just need somebody to beat up on or something. It's like that's Brian Stetler, and he's dumb on top of that. I'm sorry, anybody that willfully spews that much just nonsense, lies, and garbage, you deserve to be publicly mocked and shamed. Like in Game of Thrones where they're marching Cersei, the shame. That's what we should do with people at CNN and MSNBC, and some of them that work at Fox News too, like Neil Cavuto, who's a piece of shit.
Instead, they're marching him out in front of kids to try to teach kids how to spot misinformation, which is the utter definition of it.
You shouldn't have anyone from CNN around kids at this point in time.
We're going to teach you how to censor children. Yeah. Thank you again, folks, for when these random bots pop in the chat. Thank you so much for go ahead and reporting them. I appreciate it. Want to say what's up and give a shout out to my buddy Spencer. He is my co-worker, my colleague at Bounding Into Comics. He is the associate editor of Bounding Into Comics, and I love Spencer. That's my Asian brother right there, my adopted fam. So it's good to see Spence in the chat. Always love to see Spencer. And let's see. Oh God, he just had a good comment. I hate when the chat jumps on me.
I'm not making it any better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, commenting is dangerous. Replying to ETEP, the fact that Nancy is a super powerful politician sounds like Billy the Quiz Boy. He says so much about how the unworthy stay in power here.
Venture Brothers.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Billy the Quiz Boy.
Please vote for me in re-election.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man! All right, I want to get to this tweet that Mehdi shared with me. This was something apparently he tweeted out yesterday. Now, to give context to this clip, this African American gentleman that these people are accosting was in this elevator alone, and I want you guys to see this, because this is clearly disturbing, but this is something that needs to be said, because who's the real racists. So let's just go ahead and share this, and the audio's on.
I haven't seen this.
Yo, you need to stop. No, I'm not getting out. I was here. Yes, you are. Get out. Get out. Yo, stop. Get out. Get out. What you guys doing? Get out. Get out. What you guys doing? Get out. What's wrong with you? Get out. Don't touch me. Don't you have do not touch me. Get out. Do not touch me. Oh, you just hit me.
What kind of cognitive dissonance is that? Don't push me. You're trying to push him. Like
you too. Black Lives Matter. Yo, this is racist. Wow. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Yo, you need
some Black Lives matter more than others.
I'm not getting out. I was here. Yes, you are. Get out.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Get out. Get out.
Who is the real racists? Who are the real racists?
This is what happens when you're constantly breathing in your own carbon dioxide all day.
Yeah. I mean, seriously,
allegedly.
That is the epitome.
That's Brian. That's Brian Seltzer's audience right there.
Hey, that is.
Yeah.
That is.
What
Dude,
what the hell?
That just reminds me of Mike Epps in All About the Benjamins arguing with those two old white ladies in the store when they were pulling the con. He's like, "You two old white bitches, what you want? You all want some?" Like that. That's what it reminds. This dude, he's black and they're yelling Black Lives Matter at him. Like he's like, yeah, okay, like where are we going with this? Like what? Except yours. Get out of the elevator, bigot.
It's like they think if they got caught on camera saying that, it would alleviate them of all responsibility.
I know that's literally what they use it for, dude.
That's a leftist mentality. If we say this, we can be racist. It doesn't matter.
He asked. He said, "Black Lives Matter."
Yeah, right. The confusion in his voice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mehdi, you're exactly right, and thank you for the clip, by the way.
The Branch Covidians. Yeah, this is definite leftist, not just leftist, but socialist thinking. They can have cognitive dissonance and use it to back themselves up.
Yep.
TZ Canadian says, I would have body checked him and then say I slipped. Oh man. Tony Blue Eyed Referee in the Base says, I always said a BLM sign has become the equivalent of lamb's blood on the door to spare the infant male. So don't rob me sign. Those two ladies were trying to despawn him or something.
What's worse is that didn't work. Like that didn't prevent anything from happening to anybody.
Well, apparently it was
they
working in
wanted, Tina, they wanted him to exit the elevator because he didn't have a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my whole thing with like even the paper mask, the cloth masks. I mean, I guess we can say it now because the CDC has said it. You know, they still let everything through them. In fact, they turn droplets into particulates. But the cloth masks, like honestly, like if you wear them, the breath's coming up out the top of your nose, out the side of your face. Like, what's it gonna actually stop?
You ever see those videos of guys that go out in like the freezing ass weather and like blow tons of breath through? It's like, it's not doing anything.
Perry Jan predicted this in the Attack of the Killer Karens video. Yes, he did. DeElam says turning grandmas into Anne Frank throwers in the Nazi camps. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. It's Trinoculus. They were just triggered because he wasn't wearing a mask. It's insane. It's just Keely Chow said, I can't wait to see those two women to be featured in the world-class Bullshares comic book Wokebusters. Yes.
Go back today. Go back, Wokebusters.
It is their sacred chant that exempts them from any racism they may say. Yeah, that's exactly it. Steven Salcedo says, wowzers, what cowards those two women are. Yeah. I mean, it's absolute insanity. And this is like what I was saying before, this whole thing in general is probably the biggest crime perpetrated on humanity, biggest scam perpetrated on humanity.
It's seduction. It's like a seduction of the masses, right?
But it's just turned people into zombies. Like they've lost their fucking minds.
When you've given normal people a tiny bit of power that they want to just blow up. You've given them a slight smidgen of authority over other people just for something on their face, and they're just going to run with it. That's exactly what happened.
It's like all the kids who are turning in their parents in the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bunch of Dwight Schrutes.
Yeah, and Bruce, great to see you, my brother. Man, I miss you, dude. We gonna catch up soon. It's Godzillionaire. I love this. He said, I'm surprised he didn't yell, the spirit of BLM compels you while throwing fentanyl at him. Oh my god.
Wait, did somebody say, oh shit, you all said fentanyl, didn't you? Oh no. You've summoned him now.
Dude.
You've summoned him.
Someone tell them it's Candyman and they have to chant it at a mirror, not some random black guy.
There were clearly mirrors in that elevator.
Hey, it's St. Floyd.
I heard fentanyl, baby. I'll magically show up and burn down your local Advanced Auto Parts. Here I am. I am the greatest. I'm the greatest black man who ever lived, according to Joe Biden. Better than MLK. George Floyd.
Can you breathe?
I believe I can breathe. He's the best. He's better than MLK and Al Franken. Al Farrakhan. Al Franken. Al Farrakhan was good on Saturday Night Live. I liked him. He smelled good.
Oh man, dude, that's like that's just like seriously like that had to have been the most tone deaf fucking statement that I've ever seen somebody say when like Biden legitimately said,
on that day.
On the day of his death, yeah.
I'm surprised Obama didn't come out and say he's like my son if I had a son.
Oh God, yeah, just like he did with Trayvon, yeah.
Yep.
If I had a son, Michelle. If I had a husband like Michelle, I mean a son like that was as good a man as my husband Michelle. I mean my wife Michelle, beautiful woman, not a man at all. She doesn't have a penis. She has a feminine penis. It's kind of scary.
We both know he's got the feminine penis in that relationship.
Yep. Maddie agrees with you, Zach. He said they are now addicted to the power. Yep. Mm-hmm. Everybody's cracking up over ETEP because ETEP's the man.
I'm just a humble servant of the people.
If Tyler Perry wins an Oscar for Best Director, Dion Green will be
Dion would be like, I want a sequel to Dark Fate. Book it. We're getting a sequel to Dark Fate. starring him and Lena Dunham.
I bet the guy in the elevator had a MAGA hat on. That would have been awesome if he did.
He was probably one of the guys that assaulted Juicy Smollett.
All we need now is just to be reminded that if you steal from a hood rich convenience store, you're carrying out Christ-like actions.
Yes.
They see if he'd have had a Black Guns Matter shirt on, this whole incident wouldn't have happened.
Man. Oh, man. Let's see. Commenting is dangerous says, dude, here in Idaho, when BLM and Antifa tried to come here, our militias intercepted them on the highways and blocked them and drove them back to Oregon and Washington. That's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome.
They just didn't do anything where I live. They got together at the local Kroger down the road, and they had a plan. They were going to march down the road and everything. They didn't do anything. It was like 200 people showed up.
Yeah, there were places where the governors were actively enforcing the law and enforcing castle doctrine. I think there was a guy who was like towing his horses, and they threw explosives, and the horses got injured. And I think he fired back, and the judge was like, "Yeah, he was in his right. You guys can't do that." And they never came back.
Oh yeah, we've got a whole lot of these where I live.
Bruce says Jesus would have stole them Skittles.
Yeah, see, they tried to do that here. There was rumors of and I live in I'm in northern Michigan. So it's Michigan's a blue state, but it's very, very red where I am. And there was maybe I think five loosely affiliated Antifa people, and there was it turned into basically a Trump rally. And there was there was at least because my dad went, and it was, people were taking they had muscle cars there and stuff like that. My dad was like, if I would have known, I would have brought my because he built a Fairlane, a 66 in the ground. He was, I would have taken that. But he said there's guys walking around with ARs on their back. He goes, not one incident. Nobody was getting out of hand or anything. He goes, everybody's just kind of, having a good time, making sure everything stayed safe. And I'm like, oh, you mean nobody looted a Target? What?
Yeah.
Almost like fear of retribution is a powerful motivator.
No, I mean, people open carry where I live constantly.
Janet makes an interesting point. This is what happens right before Rome fell. Yeah, I mean, Tony asked the open question, Drew. So who do we complain to exactly when the free COOF test kits from the government are made the same place it was created? Clown World. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Ask Kamala. Kamala Harris will tell you where to Google. You can go to Google and get your answers.
Many says, wait, Joe loves corn pop.
Hey,
corn pop is bad, dude.
Cereals.
A sequel to Dark Fate, Black Future.
I got hairy legs.
I learned about kids sitting on my lap. I love kids sitting on my lap.
Biden and corn pop falling out.
All right, now corn pop is my new ambassador to that place where I gave that country back to the guy, but Putton, the golf guy Putton. I gave him that country where Hunter was doing smack off that hooker's tits, and Jill's a doctor.
Wait, that wasn't the country where he was getting a foot job from a clearly underage Thai girl?
That was a Tarantino movie.
Look, I still posit that the P tape exists, but it's not of Trump.
Houston strangely never gets BLM or Antifa funny, huh? Yeah. Yeah. The Democrat politicians want Antifa to be pew-pewed in red cities to cite the need to take guns. Exactly. That's why they're so provocative. That's why TZ Canadian. You see the shit that Antifa does, they're trying to provoke a reaction like that. And look, because they want an incident.
Look who's injured and killed more people. Antifa than these supposed rampant white supremacists that are lurking around there's who executed a freaking man on camera that there was an Antifa member that was sitting down at the ready, walked right behind him and just executed him. Point blank range, back of the head. That wasn't a white supremacist that did that. Actually, he's Antifa, so he's pretty much a white supremacist wearing Antifa garb because let's face it, they're the most racist pieces of shit there are. I'm not denying the existence of white supremacists. There absolutely are. But
they're like 0.002% of the entire population.
That's why I love when people just look at me and they look at me like, oh, bald headed, you must be. I'm like, let me tell you why you're wrong. Tell you why you're wrong.
Bruce Lombardo said, "Is that a Wendy's, bro? I feel like an arson charge."
I was in Captain Trek's chat this morning, and some new guy just comes in, and I'm like, "Hail, whatever your name is," and he's like, "Ooh, hail, that's a giant red flag." I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about, dude? Come on."
Everybody in every freaking chat says that.
Yeah.
It's just saying hello, you know?
TZ Canadian says, wait until the woke military runs into Putin's army in Ukraine. Oh God, dude. Yeah, I hope we don't get involved. And I'll get into the geopolitical stuff here in a second. But
so I tried to look this up earlier. What's Ukraine's NATO status?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, well, I mean, I think it's a fair done deal that we're going to be involved anyway, just based on who's in charge. But I think on like a treaty level, that might point a direction.
Yeah, the DOJ just dropped charges against 31 Antifa members today, while the January 6th rioters rot in the D.C. gulag. Yeah, exactly.
I just read that at first.
Let's see. Did you guys see the leaked video of those fake white supremacists? They look all like that. Yeah,
the guys with the tiki torch. Oh, Patriot Front. They're all wearing the same uniform. They got dropped off.
Oh, they're so trucks. Yeah, they're like a comedy troupe, man. They're seriously.
The one where they're like in a basement finishing up a video, and the one was like, I'm like,
there's so many of them that the feds have to fake.
On top of infiltrating the very few groups that do exist.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Ray Epps was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was mysteriously let go, even though he was clearly trying to aggravate people into going in.
Yeah, did you at Supreme Heretic? Did you see the leftist screaming at the light parade in Washington? Matt Welsh was so. Yeah, I saw that. My God, that one lady. God, she became an instant meme.
Oh, dude, yeah. If you look at grand old memes on Twitter, they have some just fire ones on there, and there was a couple of her already I found.
Left can't meme, but they can sure become memes.
The feds couldn't even kidnap the governor of Michigan.
Yeah, and like I said, hi, a Michigan guy here, and those like half a chromosome morons that they had. The feds. There was 26 of them that got arrested in that, and like 13 of them were FBI agents. I'm like,
Oh, and the great summer picnic party of last year, where the only guy that got arrested was like had his badge. Like, hey, you gotta get
God, so there says, will our army do a TikTok battle with the Russian army?
Oh God,
they already lost. I know that. I know it was the Chinese came out and did one.
Oh man. Texas seems to be becoming more and more Democrat, but it'll be a Texan version, which would probably be better than regular liberalism.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that going on there.
Yeah, what's funny about modern politics, to be honest, there are more people that think along the lines of like ETEP does. Because, and I like to make a point of it. I'm a registered Republican myself, but, I have tendencies where I'm liberal on a tiny bit of things, on like 2 or 3 things, but I'm conservative the rest of the way. And, that kind of, it's weird because, the hardcore tribalists, the people that, try to be like, I think the faux moral majority, and this is for both sides, really. The people that try to be the faux moral majority and try to, sort of say, well, you're not in the club, they can be that way, but it doesn't change the fact that most of us are in the club because we're all liberty minded. So, it doesn't matter if you got a D or R next to your name. If you think this stuff is a load of crap, then you're liberty minded and your heart's in the right place if you believe in your country and you hate all the shit that's happening.
Well, I know, like here in the Bible Belt where I am, there's a lot of politicians who, like I know Texas and Georgia definitely have it, where there's a lot of politicians who will claim to be liberty minded and on, they'll say they're on the right and they're registered Republicans. They got the R next to their name, but then you look at their actual policies and you got people like Dan Crenshaw who's trying to pass red flag laws.
Yeah,
I liked that guy for a while, and then my brother-in-law made me hip to it one day. I was like, "Oh yeah, did you hear what Dan Crenshaw said?" And he was just like, "Fuck Dan Crenshaw." He's trying to
he's all on the red flag laws and shit like that, and that's no bueno to me. Hail Glinzer, great to see you. Biden says we won't send troops to the Yukon. Ukrainian leader said, "Oh, okay."
Oh yeah, the Ukrainian leaders came out and were actually talking shit about him. Like, I'm sorry, Biden. What exactly would a small incursion be? Like just 2 tanks over the border?
Yeah, exactly. You never count out conservative transplants in Texas. We know rhinos inside and out have no patience for authoritarian Marxists, and that's good. Because we need to hold the line against these type of assholes, especially like the people that are the big time Marxists that are trying to push it into schools and everything else. That's where we need to hold the line, and it's more at a state and local level. It's in the cities. It's in the it's in the regional areas is where you really got to make a difference. And nowadays they say get woke, go broke. I like the old adage from the 80s, kill 'em, commie from mommy. I like the one commenting is dangerous that says kill them all and let God sort them out. Still love that. I would rock that on a bumper sticker now.
I want one of those the Pinochet shirt. What's his name? Augustus. Is it Pinochet? I can't pronounce his last name. The dude that throws the commies out of helicopters. I want one of them shirts that says hip hoppity, make the commies go droppity, and it's got the fucking helicopter on it. That's the way I look at it. Because communists aren't people. They're not people. They're things. So
look, I got the only bumper sticker I need. It says driver only carries $20 worth of ammo.
These days, that's like 2 bullets.
Yeah,
I was gonna say inflation's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You better be a marksman these days.
Lucky.
Well, it wasn't even inflation. It was when all the riots were going on. People started buying like crazy. Yep. I mean, the prices went through the roof.
2016 election, bro. The night of the election, I lived like right by a Dunham's, and I had got my AR like a couple weeks before that, and I told the wife, I'm like, I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, if Hillary wins, she goes, just go. I'm like, all right. I come home with like $500 worth of ammo. Mm-hmm. She's like, where did you go? I'm like, 3 different stores.
Well, I think Mehdi makes a great comment here, guys. Washington D.C. establishment period. They hate anything that upsets their access to money, especially for services they sell candidates during campaign season. Honestly, give me like 15 Marjorie Taylor Greens and like 10 Lauren Boeberts, man. I'd be happy. Those chicks are really fighting for the right shit, and that's more of what we need. And that dude, what's the guy in the wheelchair? Is it Cawthorn? So one of them, I think that there's quite a few guys that are doing the same thing. They're fighting for the right shit. The guy that we interviewed, ETEP, J.R. Majeski. I hope he wins because he had his shit together.
Look, I would even accept one like Tulsi Gabbard, who despite being on the other side of the aisle, is at least
she's been on fire speaking the truth lately.
I like her. I like Tulsi Gabbard. Absolutely,
she's been speaking the fucking truth lately. And look, she backs some policies I don't agree with, but I'll tell you, she succinctly put the truth out there.
Is she still on board with the red flag laws? Because I know she was before.
I don't know if she is or not.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah, she probably is. I mean, she's still pretty Democrat, even though like she's not their kind of Democrat.
But I at least get the feeling that like you could convince her, like she's not just tied to things.
Yeah, unfortunately, Medi, that's a problem. You know, you have to be tied in with that, and you know, and I know that both parties are run like corpse. They are seriously, they're
Mhm.
run like corpse, and that's a lot of the problem. You know, I want Chrissy Mayer and Dave Landau from Crowder. Nice. Chrissy Mayer is awesome. She actually she was live. I think she's live while we're live. She's got Melanie Mack on, who is like
Yeah.
Oh,
not
nice.
she's not hard on the eyes.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I would let Chrissy Mayer just verbally berate me, and I would pay her to do it. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I might be doing
I-
that soon. I'm gonna go see one of her live shows here.
Yeah,
Not too long.
I would too.
I keep
Yeah.
missing her out my way.
I'm going to I want to try to figure out or see who I can get in touch with and see if I can't get her on the stream one of these
hell yeah.
times, because I think that she would be pretty awesome to have on. So I definitely want to see if I can get her on our realm of the YouTubes. You know,
And honestly, her and Kurt Metzger are my two favorite FNT guests. Like,
Yeah.
I never cease to laugh when they're on.
Oh yeah, it was Kurt Metzger with
absolutely.
Kyle Dunnigan.
See,
Those
I
guys are-
didn't like that one quite as much.
You didn't like
whole
that
bit
one?
they were trying to pull, I didn't find was very funny.
They did the pussy skit for a little bit long. I like their other skits that they do though. The on the actual channel, like the Star Trek ones and the Fresh Pres of Prindy.
Well,
Those
you know, funny enough, TZ Canadian, that you mentioned that. You know, I was talking to Chase the other day, and he said that he was going to put me in touch with Brandy Love to get Brandy on here. so
Do it.
I may have like you know, the MILF legend.
Beware the Drew.
So that'd be great.
Look, I reviewed one adult film, and the actress almost had her Twitter army on me, so I'm not going to go back to that.
Campaign season is harvest time in DC. It is why they hated Trump. He did not spend money on traditional campaign services. He won with a simple free Twitter account. Yeah, Medi, they don't like anybody that breaks from the you know, the quote way it's supposed to be done.
The established mores and folkways they use. I have to jet though, Drew. I have to take off.
Yeah, I know
it's
you
getting
do,
close to
brother.
8 o'clock hour. Thank you. For having me, bro.
Yeah, cheesy Canadian. A lot of them are actually. All right, go ahead, Etep. Let them know where to find you, sir.
You can find me, this handsome face, all of this, over at Etepakuian's A Place to Be Reviews, where I review Batwoman because I hate myself, and I do it because I suffer for your sins and your transgressions. I shoulder those on my back, bear the beast of burden, and spend usually 18 to 20 hours reviewing an episode, between watching the episode, writing the script, hundreds of screenshots, video clips, GIFs, rewriting jokes for you guys as I sit there and slowly sink into madness even further than I already have from making 77 or 78 Batwoman videos. I truly hate myself, but like I said, I suffer for your sins. Come on over, join us at the Place to Be Reviews, Monday nights, 8:35 Eastern, Monday night Going in Raw. You can join myself, my co-host Tony Tonedeff from the Clown World Review, Vinny Tartamella, and Red Gay is the assistant regional manager. Yeah, the owner of Sunsworn, that franchise. Over on Monday nights, Going in Raw every Wednesday night. Wednesday nights, the Place to Be Reviews live. Same thing here, new name. We have a new name on the show. That's okay. We're not Rogue anymore, but we're still just as fun. Me and Tony have a couple different guests, 2 to 3 different guests on. Drew will actually be joining us tomorrow night. With, if he's available, Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective and Black Angus Reviews. Friday night, you can join us. I'm going to be working hard for you guys because I'll be working all day Friday on the Batwoman review. Thursday and Friday that's all I do. No videos, just that. Thursday night, I'll be on Black Rose Comics, though, at 9 until about 11. Then back to work on the video. and I have to teach Friday, and I have a lot of shit going on Friday, but the video will be done and up, and then we have the 1K celebration stream Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Join me, Tony, Vinny, Red, Angelus Draven, probably, I think, Nick from World Class Bullshitters and Kendo are going to come over.
Thousands.
Yes. So yeah, there'll be a cast of thousands. There'll be more people in the cast than Lawrence of Arabia. So join us. Thank you to this chat and this panel for putting up with my idiocy. And yeah, hail to you guys, and have a great night. Drew, love you, brother, and I'll see you later, man. See you tomorrow night.
All right.
Later, E-Tap. See ya.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's right. Oh, that's how we play him out on this stream. You know, we don't have fancy movie clips like Comics Division, so we just have Comics Division.
Shout out to Comics Division, though.
So, that's right. You know, because that's how we play people out in these parts. Like, you know, because
that's my opinion.
So,
oh man.
So you mentioned the money in politics and doing like grassroots fundraising earlier, and that reminded me of Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's also how she did it, just getting like $5 donations from as many people as possible. And there's still a couple of things I'm not super big on her about. Like, it's one of those things, if I don't like specifically, it's one thing. I don't like how she still talks about the January 6th. She still refers to it as a riot and all of that stuff. And it's like, I don't know. Like, let's compare. Let's do this side by side.
Are you sure Marjorie Taylor Greene does?
Yeah, I've heard her say it many times.
Oh, okay. Because I know she actually visited the people in jail.
That's the thing. That's the other side of it. Like, she says that she calls it a riot, and she even equates it to like the BLM riots, which, like, I want to do a side by side panel of those and be like, you know, is this really the same picture, Marjorie? But when you look at her actions, and she's actually going to visit these people, and she's exposing the bullshit that, you know, how the government is keeping these people as political prisoners, and she's out there, you know, and she's forcing Congress to call to record the vote, which means they have to actually go through and get every single sitting senator out there to actually say what their vote is, and they're not just voting by panel with 4 people up front. So her actions are top notch. It's literally just like that one bit of rhetoric that I don't like from her. So overall, she's great though.
Well, you know, the thing that you know, I wanted to touch on, by the way, guys, is you know, I don't know, folks, but I will tell you, those of you that live up in the Northeast, you know, Northeastern United States, like myself, I live up in Ohio. Anybody that's up in this general area where we're right spot on by Canada, just be aware that we may see some interim supply disruption because you know, God bless the truckers for standing up for what's right. And, you know, I give them all the credit in the world for that. So shout out to all the truckers, because they really are the heartbeat, not only of America, but of Canada, all of these regions, you know, because they get our things to us. Kai, this is just the last show before we rebrand a little bit. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying, you know, we'd be better off with more politicians with her attitude. Yeah, MTG is in top physical shape too. That's good. You know, I kind of like Lauren Boebert, to be honest.
Yeah, she's not difficult to look at either.
No, she's not. She's really not. She's married, but she's hot as hell.
That doesn't mean you can't look.
Marby Dog says mother truckers based. Yeah, I absolutely. You know, I stand with the truckers for sure. You know, I know that I've seen some varying opinions on my timeline. Some people support the truckers protests. Some others do not, because they're thinking just on a short sight level of like just the fact that there's going to be a bit of a supply chain disruption, and they're pissed off about that. But if you're going to be really pissed off about the supply chain disruption, then be pissed at the Biden administration, because they're the ones that caused said supply chain disruption in the first place. So it's not on the truckers, it's on them.
It actually goes a bit deeper than that. I heard this from a customer of mine recently that, and I did actually look into it, but a lot of this is actually coming down from some 2014, 2015 legislation, I believe, when they started doing the DEF trucks, where they had to lower the emissions from the trucks. Now, these trucks can only hook up to certain types of trailers. Canada doesn't have that same policy, so now they're coming to the border, and a lot of our trucks can't hook up to the trailers that are up in Canada. Now, they just recently, I think 4 or 5 months ago, they just recently lowered that regulation so that truckers who do own the older style of trucks that don't have the lower emission style of vehicle can start driving on the roads again. But we'll see how long that happens. A lot of the other problems are that these truckers who are out on the roads are getting the equivalent of hazard pay right now. So there are certain things that they would normally get hazard pay on that they're not taking because they're already getting the bonus. So there's a lot of stuff on top of it. Plus, there's just shortage of workers. People aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. We need more people to get back to work, and again, you got this thing. There are people that want jobs, but you got this thing where they're taking jobs and finding out that hey, if you want a job with this company, we want you to be vaccinated and so on and so forth as a condition of employment and so on. And I think now with OSHA backing up that, you'll see people maybe reaching out to get employment again so we can get some of these positions filled, because it's ridiculous. I went to just get dinner in a pinch for my mom and I the other night. I went to McDonald's. Okay. There was a friggin' line wrapped around the building. Okay. The lobby was closed, so they had a line wrapped around the building. And there's no reason for that.
And I bought a burger today that had a freaking application in the bag.
Yeah.
You gotta cut off the cushion, cut off the safety net, stop giving people free money.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Well, we've got about 12 minutes left in the stream, folks. I know I was planning on going to 8:15, 8:20. I don't want to step on all of our other friends that are doing their streams for the evening. And so I want to kind of try to wind it down. But I think that we'll just kind of kick around the last topic. So speaking of that Frost lady, so apparently G4 is finding out that their audience is pushing back. They don't like being generalized into sexists.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. And I find that hilarious. And she put out a tweet, I think, saying that all these drama serving YouTubers, oh my God, if you want to have me on, go talk to my agent. And it's like you're seriously, you think you are that important, lady?
I imagine everybody's pursuing that, right?
Oh yeah, it was funny. One of the first people to do it, and Spencer's gonna laugh if he's still in here. One of the first people to reply to it was fucking Vito, which is like hilarious because you guys know me writing for Bounding. Vito always takes shots at us. So I regularly, I'll take a run at Vito. I've gone on Twitter and absolutely roasted the guy before, and I'm like, you have a channel of like 200,000 subs that are all Roblox kids. You're terrible. So like he's pretty much an idiot. But Vito, not surprisingly, said that he was going to reach out for the opportunity. Everybody else from our circle kind of roasted her. I know Jeremy did, and a few other people did. So it's hilarious. But that lady's a meme at this point. Chrissy Mayer doing the skit.
Killed it.
Yeah,
that was the best thing I have ever seen. She was so good.
Absolutely. So, well, I don't think unless they were going to have the G4 come back and have the Olivia Munn and have all the hot chicks back, it wasn't going to work anyway. Because let's face it, people didn't want Sessler. People wanted Morgan Webb a lot more than they wanted Adam Sessler.
Well, they're never going to get Olivia Munn back because she was actually part of the reason why it first started picking back up and they first started talking about it because she was dating the son of the CEO of Comcast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's when they started trying to buy it out. But I think it was like 3 or 4 months right before they decided to relaunch G4 was after they had done their holiday special where they brought everybody back again. And the holiday special was actually pretty good that they did. It actually had like old G4 vibes to it. They were doing, shitty commercials and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it was like 3-4 months before they actually did the relaunch. Who was it? She left him for, wasn't it some comedian? Trying to remember. She left him for somebody else and now she's pregnant. So I don't think she's ever going to be on G4.
Yeah. Hey, Kai MFS. Great to see you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out in here with us. Hail Nelson, gentlemen. What's up, buddy? Chrissy was right. Frost does look like she smells like burnt hair and rancid patchouli. Yes. I mean, that's exactly it. That lady is probably the most unappealing woman I think I've laid eyes on in a long time. Nelson, the gentleman, says, I got Olivia Munn pregnant by staring at her.
Look, all I know is her entire rant was moot, and I keep saying this because she left out Sarah Jean Underwood, literal Playboy Playmate of the Year, Sarah Jean Underwood.
Oh, God, Sarah Jean Underwood was...
All I heard was insecurity.
Man, there's a whole video out in the wild, guys, just saying, and I'm not encouraging anyone to look up nudity. Oh, let's face it. Yes, I'm encouraging you to look up nudity. Go and check out Sarah Jean Underwood doing nude yoga. Please do yourself a favor.
Oh, let me turn it on private and
you will possibly thank me later. Quite probably thank me later. All right. Anyways, it is 10 after the hour. I'm going to go ahead and go around the panel and let these wonderful guys tell you where they can be found, and we will get on out of here. So we will start with the new guy in these parts, and that be Fate at I'm in Fate.
You can follow me on Twitter, Aim and Fate, and also on YouTube, Aim and Fate. That's it. I live stream probably once a week, and I do some graphic novels and book reviews on Shorts, on YouTube Shorts. So check me out. Thank you.
Oh, I was gonna say, or you could be like Walter Matthau and say, "Eat my shorts." Remember that movie? Grumpy Old Men, classic.
Mm-hmm. Love that movie.
We will go over to Mr. Free Speech Gaming.
Who is frozen?
Who is frozen? Literally, the freeze guy
there
is
we go.
frozen.
Hey, I'm back. Oh, yep. Am I back? I think I'm back.
That was
All
one
right.
of the best gags of all time.
You can find me here on YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble, where I talk about pop culture, politics, and where the two collide. I actually just put up a video today of a perfect one of them coming together, where D&D is removing the alignment and racial traits from a lot of different classes and the like. So please go check me out over there. I'm also on Twitter at FreezePeachYT, and I'm just here to have some hot takes and try and piss people off. Have a good one, everybody.
All right, and let's go over to the man, the myth, the legend, my producer, my brother, Brightest Day, aka Zach.
Hey everybody, Brightest Day. Finishing out Ginger January on my channel. Next month, be prepared because there's gonna be a lot coming down the pipe. I got new content. I got giveaways of physical media and possibly other things. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, there will be a special giveaway where someone has the chance to win this bad boy, which is the Modern Base Star Hero Collection Eagle Boss. So tune in for that. That's going to be every Saturday next month. Booked with Brightest Day, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I read sci-fi novels to you. I game on Twitch Tuesday and Thursday, where I also support Drew on his channel. That way.
Yep.
And
Don't
just
forget Pegasus Actual.
A whole bunch of other stuff throughout the week, including Pegasus Actual podcast on Thursdays.
That's right. So make sure you catch that. We're up to I think Blood on the Scales is coming up Thursday. So we don't want to miss that episode because that episode is good. That is a continuation from the episode The Oath that Zach and I did an awesome BSG review of last week. So if you didn't catch last week's Pegasus Actual, make sure that you go back and catch that one if you're a Battlestar fan. And don't miss this Thursday because Blood on the Scales is an awesome episode. What is that, Zach?
This is the first giveaway for next month. It'll be the complete series Cowboy Bebop Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
3 copies. So.
Nice. All right. All righty, folks. Well, hey, thank you so much for catching the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for subbing to all these wonderful gentlemen. And most importantly, thank you for believing in liberty. Make sure that you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember that, hey, it's not all bad out there. We can beat this thing, and we will, because you can already see that it's coming around or coming down around their ears. So don't forget that, they can have they probably all are on cocaine,
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
That's right. All right, folks, take care of yourself. Good night.
They think it's right to murder. They want to murder. Look at all the people, and they get a kick out of it. A sexual kick out of it. The whole thing, I think it's sick. I mean, I don't know.